I am now going to read you chapter 10 of Charlotte's Web, the next chapter for us. I've made some little props today, so I have my own Charlotte. That was drawn by my little boy. It's rather good. And we've got our Wilbur pig. So let's get on and enjoy chapter 10 of Charlotte's Web. Chapter 10, An Explosion. Day after day the spider waited, head down for an idea to come to her. Hour by hour she sat motionless, deep in thought. Having promised Wilbur that she would save his life, she was determined to keep her promise. Charlotte was naturally patient. She knew from her experience that if she waited long enough, a fly would come to her web, and she felt sure that if she thought long enough about Wilbur's problem, an idea would come to her mind. Finally, one morning in the middle of July, the idea came. Why, how perfectly simple, she said to herself. The way to save Wilbur's life is to play a trick on Farmer Zuckerman. If I can fool a bug, thought Charlotte, I can surely fool a man. People are not as smart as bugs. Wilbur walked into his yard just at that moment. What are you thinking about, Charlotte? He asked. I was just thinking, said the spider, that people are very gullible. What does gullible mean? It means they're easy to fool, said Charlotte. That's a mercy, replied Wilbur, and he lay down in the shade of his fence and went fast asleep. The spider, however, stayed awake, gazing affectionately at him and making plans for his future. Summer was half gone, and she knew she didn't have much time. Now that morning, just as Wilbur fell asleep, Avery Arable, who was Fern's brother, wandered into the Zuckerman's front yard, followed by Fern. Avery was carrying a live frog in his hand. Fern had a crown of daisies in her hair. The children ran for the kitchen. Just in time for a piece of blueberry pie, said Mrs. Zuckerman. Look at my frog, said Avery, placing the frog on the drain board and holding out his hand for pie. Get that thing out of here, said Mrs. Zuckerman. He's hot, said Fern. He's almost dead, that frog is. He is not, said Avery. He lets me scratch him between the eyes. The frog jumped and landed in Mrs. Zuckerman's dishpan, which was full of soapy water. You're getting your pie on you, said Fern. Can I look for eggs in the hen house, Aunt Edith? Run outdoors, both of you, and don't bother the hens. It's getting all over everything, shouted Fern. His pie is all over his front. Come on, frog, cried Avery. He scooped up his frog. The frog kicked, splashing soapy water onto the blueberry pie. Another crisis, groaned Fern. Let's swing in the swing, said Avery, and the children ran to the barn. Mr. Zuckerman had the best swing in the whole country. It was a single long piece of heavy rope tied to the beam over the north doorway, and at the bottom end of the rope was a fat knot to sit on. It was arranged so that you could swing about without being pushed. You climbed the ladder to the hayloft, and then holding the rope, you stood at the edge and looked down and were a bit scared and dizzy. Then you straddled the knot so that it acted like a seat. Then you got up all your nerve, took a deep breath, and jumped. And for a second you seemed to be falling to the barn floor far below, but then suddenly the rope would begin to catch you, and you would sail through the barn door going a mile a minute with the wind whistling in your eyes and ears and hair, and then you would zoom upwards into the sky and come sailing back into the barn, almost into the hayloft, and then you sail out again, not quite so far this time, then in again, not quite so high, then out again, then in again, then out, then in, then you jump off and fall down and let someone else have a try. Mothers for miles around worried about Zuckerman's swing. They feared that some child would fall off, but no child ever did. Children almost always hang on to things tighter than their parents think they will. Avery put the frog in his pocket and climbed to the hayloft. The last time I swung in this swing, I almost crashed into a barn swallow, he yelled. Take that frog out now, Fern ordered. Avery straddled the rope and jumped. He sailed out through the door, frog and all, and into the sky, frog and all. Then he sailed back into the barn. Your tongue's gone purple, screamed Fern. So's yours, cried Avery, sailing out again with the frog. I've got hay inside my dress, it itches, called Fern. Just scratch it, yelled Avery as he sailed back in. It's my turn now, said Fern. Jump off. Fern's got the itch, sang Avery. and when he jumped off, he threw the swing up to his sister, and she shut her eyes tight and she jumped. She felt the dizzy drop and the supporting lift of the swing. When she opened her eyes, she was looking up into the blue sky and was about to fly back through the door. It took turns for about an hour, and when the children grew tired of swinging, they went down into the pasture and picked wild raspberries and ate them. Their tongues turned from purple to red. Fern bit into a raspberry that had a bad-tasting bug inside it, and she got rather discouraged. Avery found an empty candy box and he put his frog in it. The frog seemed tired after his morning in the swing. The children walked slowly up towards the barn. They too were tired and had hardly any energy for the walk. "Let's build a tree house," suggested Avery. "I want to live in a tree with my frog." "I'm going to visit Wilbur," Fern answered. They climbed the fence into the lane and walked lazily towards the pig pen. Wilbur heard them coming and got up. Avery noticed the spider web, and coming closer, he saw Charlotte. "Hey, look at that big spider! It's tremendous!" "Leave it alone," commanded Fern. "You've got a frog, isn't that enough?" "That's a fine spider, and I'm going to catch it." He took the cover off the candy box, and he picked up a stick. "I'm going to knock that old spider into this box," he said.